everyone, I'm Jessica from 20dishes.com. Thank you so much for hopping on today. I am back with another junk food made real Facebook Live. You guys are really loving those, and we really appreciate the comments that you're giving us and the suggestions for junk foods that you would like us to maybe turn into real foods. So keep those coming. So if you have something you want me to cover in one of our future episodes, or if you have an idea for a recipe that we could develop that might turn your favorite junk food, comfort food into a healthier real food version, then we would absolutely love to hear it. So today I'm actually talking about Thin Mints. So it's Girl Scout cookie season. You've probably seen Girl Scouts out, selling their cookies that could be going around the office. And Thin Mints are by far one of the favorite Girl Scout cookies out there. I know it was one of mine back when I used to buy Girl Scout cookies. And I want to preface this by saying that I have nothing against the Girl Scouts. I think that they're an awesome organization. I think that they serve a really important purpose. But in my case, I personally, if I want to donate money to them or support their cause, I'm not going to buy their cookies to do that, because frankly, their cookies are not all of that great when it comes to ingredients. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Girl Scout cookies in general, like the Thin Mints, and some of the ingredients that you might want to avoid. And then I'm also going to point you in the direction of our blog. You can see here we have homemade Thin Mints made with real food ingredients, super delicious. Our 20 Dishes co-founder Orletha is actually the one that came up with this awesome recipe, and she was nice enough to share it with those of us who love Thin Mints. So let's go ahead. I wrote a really long blog post, and so if you look in the video description for this video, you're gonna get the link straight over to our blog. So if you want to read the blog post in addition to watching this video, then you can just hop over there and check it out. So I did, as I do in all of my junk food made real posts. Actually, before we start, totally forgot the question of the day. We have to have a question of the day. I want to know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. So mine was Thin Mints and the Samoas. I think the Samoas were the ones with the caramel and the coconut, if I remember correctly. And so I've actually been thinking about different ways that I could recreate some of the other Girl Scout cookies, but leave me a comment down in the comments and let me know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. And if there's one that you really want us to try to recreate, then let us know and I will do my best, or Orletha or Kelly. Kelly is our resident baker, so maybe she can come up with some awesome recipes too. So leave that comment down in the comments down below. So as I do with all of our junk food made real episodes, I do an ingredient breakdown. So my goal really as an educator, and all of us here at 20 Dishes, we don't want you to feel deprived when you make a switch to real food. We all can agree that eating real food is definitely one of the best ways to improve your health, and truly it's like the foundation way, because what you put in your body nourishes you and fuels you in all other aspects of your health. So what we put in, we get out. So our goal is to make real food easy and accessible to you guys, and also give you ideas for things that you can make at home in the comfort of your own home using really healthy ingredients, but still have those really decadent, delicious meals and treats that you are accustomed to, maybe with your regular, if you're on a standard American diet, some of those favorites that you really, really enjoy. So we don't want you to feel deprived. That's probably one of the main reasons that people toss in the towel. There's always cost and time when it comes to real food, but people also feel like real food is just really boring. So that's really kind of one of our main goals with the Junk Food Made Real series, is to give you options and to also kind of talk about some of the ingredients that may not be all that healthy for you, and things that, not just in the specific thing that I'm talking about today or any of the past videos, but just things to keep an eye out for when you're at the grocery store and you're looking at a label. You might say, oh, I remember Jessica talking about this ingredient, so you might decide to put that back. And so that's really my ultimate goal here, is I just want to help you guys make better decisions and better choices for what you put in your body. So when it comes to the Girl Scout cookies, the ingredients are really not all that great. And so I know that there's been like pledges and things that have gone around in years past, like pleading with the Girl Scout organization to improve their ingredients. And I want you to know that that is possible. So when consumers speak up about the types of ingredients that manufacturers are using, when enough people raise a stink about things, manufacturers a lot of times will start changing their formulas. I just recently saw I think it was an organic version of a Dorito, if I remember correctly. And I think I saw somebody like Food Babe or something post it, but that's a really good example of people speaking up about the types of ingredients that they do and don't want, and manufacturers listening. So, you know, I want to support the Girl Scouts. I do think that they serve a really great purpose, but if enough of us speak up and say, hey, like maybe we can force some shift in the types of ingredients that they use, and you know, improve their bottom line, and also improve the bottom line of our health as well. So it's possible to speak up and to bring change to mass food manufacturing, and it's happening all the time. So I want you guys to know that. So I have the full ingredient list on the blog post. So you can see that. I don't know if you can see that, but that's in that all caps section right there. So what I typically do is try to do a breakdown of maybe the top 5 or so ingredients that I want to kind of call attention to. So for the Thin Mints, I spoke about enriched wheat flour. So I spoke about this in other videos, but I don't necessarily think that wheat is to blame for all of the things that it's been blamed for. I think that what has happened is that we have hybridized our wheat to death. And we also, conventional wheat is sprayed multiple times with Roundup, which is glyphosate. It's a, you know, toxic chemical herbicide that's used on wheat fields. It's not only sprayed while the wheat is growing, but also doused on the fields before the fields are actually harvested. So if you actually just do a Google search for glyphosate, you're going to come up with some really icky stuff. So I think that what we've done to our wheat over the last 100 years especially is what could be leading to all of the issues that people are having with wheat. So I don't necessarily vilify wheat whenever I am, you know, talking to my readers or my clients, but I like to let people know that it's conventional wheat. It is causing a problem. So I personally advise people to steer clear of a conventional wheat. If you can tolerate wheat, I encourage you to go with some of the ancient varieties like einkorn. And always, always, always buy organic when it comes to wheat. So, first of all, the issue is conventional wheat in these flours or in these cookies. But the other issue is that enriched. That term enriched. If you ever see that on a label, like it's enriched wheat or it's fortified, that's another term. Essentially, that means that that food did not have enough nutrition in it as it was, that they had to add back nutrition to make it healthier or to even make it meet certain nutrition requirements. So anytime you see fortified or enriched, you can be certain that they're adding back in nutrients, and a lot of times it's going to be synthetic nutrients that our bodies don't even really recognize all that well. So really I try to steer clear of things like that as well. Unfortunately, they use partially hydrogenated vegetable oils in their cookies. So we all have heard about how bad hydrogenated oils are, and really they have some other oils in there too. So they have hydrogenated palm kernel and cottonseed oil, soybean, and palm oil. So there's a couple of issues here. So all of those oils, all of your vegetable oils in general, are going to be high in omega-6s. And when we have too many omega-6s, it leads to inflammation in the body. There's a really delicate balance between your omega-3s, your omega-6s, and your omega-9s in your body that keeps your inflammation in check. So we all know that omega-3s are awesome for fighting inflammation, but if we get too many omega-6s, then it kind of throws that balance out and can lead to inflammation too. So that's one of the first issues, in addition to them being partially hydrogenated. The other issue, or one other issue, is the cottonseed and the soybean oils are almost always going to be from genetically modified seed. So that's another problem. And then the palm products that they're using are most likely not going to be coming from sustainable sources. So I'm a big advocate of sourcing. I don't have a problem using palm products, but I make sure that where I source those palm products from are coming from a sustainable source. So almost most of the palm products on the market are going to be coming from regions in Indonesia where a lot of habitat and a lot of wildlife is being destroyed for the sake of creating palm products. So I personally source all of my palm products through Tropical Traditions because they're the only company that I know of as of right now who do not source from that region. So their palm shortening comes from South America, and their palm oil comes from Africa. So definitely anytime you see palm shortening or palm oil on a label, you really want to inquire about where they're sourcing that palm oil from, because I don't want to, support the destruction of habitat and animals in the sake of having palm oil. So those are my main issues with the vegetable oils that they're using. Caramel color is also used in their cookies, or at least here in the Thin Mints. And I spoke about this in past Junk Food Made Real editions, but recently, probably in the last few years, caramel color has started becoming more widely known as a carcinogen, and there's been a lot of information about that. It's used in a ton of commercial products, but there is, again, consumer move and push to maybe have manufacturers stop using caramel color. And a really good example of this was Zevia soft drinks. They're a soda, they're an all-natural soda that's made with stevia instead of sugar, and they'd use no junker in there, but they did used to use caramel color. When they first came back on the market, and even up to about a year ago, they were using caramel color, but enough people asked the company to stop using it, and they've stopped. So all of their sodas are clear now, so it's really weird whenever you get a root beer or cola and it's clear, but they're not using caramel color. So that is another perfect example of where consumers can speak up and really influence food manufacturers on a large scale. So keep on speaking up. Cornstarch, I'm not against corn products, but the cornstarch that they're using is most likely from genetically modified corn. And so again, I always recommend, if you're going to eat corn products, to always source them organically so that you're not running into a potential GMO risk. And then they also use natural and artificial flavors. So I probably don't need to discuss the artificial flavor aspect of things, but natural flavors, I think I've talked about this before too, are usually kind of far from being natural. It's kind of an all-encompassing generic term where they can kind of cram a bunch of junk in there and call it a natural flavor. So I'm always really skeptical about natural flavor. Natural flavors contain, one of the main issues of why they create a problem is they contain things called excitotoxins. So those essentially create a party in your mouth. And so these excitotoxins are the things that, if you've ever eaten a potato chip or some chocolate candy, or even taken one sip of a soda, you may not be able to stop. You may want to eat the whole bag of chips, or you may want to eat the whole bag of candy, or drink a whole bunch of soda pop. And one of the issues there is the excitotoxins. And so that's can come in the form of natural flavors. And this is a very tricky thing that food manufacturers do, and it's been proven that they do this, but they use these certain flavors in there to create that party in your mouth to entice you to eat more. So you've probably heard people talk about how junk food can be addicting, and there's a legitimate reason why junk food can be addicting. So and those excitotoxins play a big role in that. So I always kind of look at natural flavors, and it kind of depends on the brand that's using them, but you can contact the manufacturer and you can find out more about their natural flavors, and they can tell you if they want to disclose that kind of stuff. A lot of manufacturers are open to talking to people when they call and ask questions like this, because they want to serve their consumers. And then you've got other manufacturers who may not, be open to talking about things like that. But so those are the 5 main ingredients that I wanted to talk about for the Thin Mints specifically. But then Olitha came up with an awesome recipe for Thin Mints that only uses a handful of real ingredients. So almond flour and coconut flour are the 2 flours. So these are going to be gluten and grain free. We've got an egg, some sea salt, cocoa powder, honey or maple syrup, and then peppermint extract, and a little bit of oil. So we use either avocado oil or coconut oil for these. And then you're going to get some dark chocolate chips or a dark chocolate bar of your choice, and you're going to melt that down and use that and some peppermint extract for your glaze. So they're really easy to make, super simple instructions, ingredients that a lot of you guys may already have on hand, so you could whip up a batch without even having to go to the grocery store. So again, I want you guys to hop over and check out this recipe, because of all of the recipes we've done so far, see, don't they look super tasty? I'm really excited about this one. And we've also got a Hostess cupcake one that I'm going to be doing next week, which we're really excited about too. So make sure you hop over to the blog and check out that recipe, and let me know down in the comments, or just message us or email us too if you have a food that you want us to cover in a Junk Food Made Real and try to create a real food version of it. let us know so that we can help you out with that. And then the last thing before I hop off of here and let you guys get back to your day is to make sure, if you haven't already, that you check out our free 5-day meal plan. We offer that so you guys get a little sneak peek at the secret sauce and the things that make 20 dishes really unique as far as when it as meal planning goes. So we've got a link down there in the video description below for that as well. So I am going to sign off, let you guys get back to your day, and I'm going to go eat some lunch. And then maybe I'll go make some Thin Mints. So I will talk to you guys again soon. I will be back, I think, next week with the Hostess Cupcakes Junk Food Made Real edition. So again, thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.